Let me start with Dell, the context of Dell in which we are talking about. So Dell is lately in the news for private equity guys trying to take over along with Michael to make it private. So some of you who are following the media would know that for the last few days the media is buzzed with making this company private, while Michael has thought about it a couple of times earlier. Looks more serious this time. So that's just the context. But the company was, formed in '84 and has been around for, close to 30 years, and fairly analytical people in the company, starting from Michael Dell himself. He has hired Bain consultants. Our ex-CEO Kevin Rollins used to be a Bain consultant and things like that. So the company always had analytical people. That is the context in which Dell has grown. The interesting thing is that, Dell being a direct company, always by nature of the business collected all data about the customers. It wasn't required for analytics. It's just the business model. Because if you came to our website and did anything, we know what you did. If you called us through a call center, we had all your data. And in those days, we did not have stores and all of that, but all customers' interactions which were directly stored in all our databases. Just because we were a direct company, not because we wanted to do analytics. So till almost, late 2000, we never leveraged the data. And we were all analytical and we were growing very fast and all of those things. So while Dell was an analytical company, it did not necessarily use analytics a whole lot. And the reason for that is, the company grew like crazy for the first 25 years of their existence. Became a $50 billion company in 20 years with 0 acquisitions and no marketing. By the way, I was telling, Roy, who's also, helps us in some projects, that we did not have a chief marketing officer in the company till 5 years back. Can you imagine a Fortune 500 company not having a CMO? Forget, chief analytics officers and, analytical type of people like us, right? So that's just a background about Dell and the relevance of analytics or the lack of it, so far. So that's the sort of some background. The other is some, background about the global analytics team, that I sort of represent here in this forum. So this team is also not like a, regular analytics team, or, it's hard to say what is regular analytics, but, the best way to describe it is this is a group of very, diverse people who have come together to add value to the business. So sometimes analytics seems to be a misnomer of defining this team. And let me just give you an example of what I mean when I say that. So most of the, people here represent the skill sets that I kind of gathered in my career going through multiple disciplines, and let me sort of articulate what that is. So I started off as a management consultant. So we have a bunch of senior people in our group which are management consulting people. My next job was in banking. A bunch of people here come from either that background or a mindset to make a dollar impact. So dollar impact is the second element which is sort of embedded in our DNA. The first being, big picture, consulting, strategy, stuff like that. The third was, my third sort of phase and evolution in my job journey was a shared service. So I used to work with Standard Chartered Bank, helping them, create shared service centers. So the third element was shared service. So think of, Dell Global Analytics as a combination of strategy, focus on business impact, and a shared service mechanism of delivery. Again, analytics seems to be incidental, right? So the goal is to add value in line to the strategy of the company. And we would, our projects also reflect that. So we have done projects which are, defining the 3-year strategy for a certain business unit, and some other, type of projects which would not classify classically as analytics because there was no one doing any more data crunching than Excel, right? Things like that. So with that backdrop, I thought, let me share with you the story of Dell. And like I said, like the story of Mahabharata, there are no answers, there are no lessons learned. Depending on your perspective, you can pick up the lesson that suits you. I'm not going to sort of preach what works for anyone, but I will share with you in what context we have evolved and what has worked for us and what hasn't. Yeah. So with that, let me get into the audio-visual mode. And I'm hoping that I am the sort of better part of audio-visual versus some of these slides. So I'll try to see that. Our CEO, Michael Dell, doesn't talk about analytics. See, this quote here. Nobody really wants big data. Just pause. No one wants big data, right? They want big results. So that's really the company that I sort of represent. They're saying, hey, everything is a means to an end. And that's how, many of us and our team members have evolved. In GE, General Electric company that I used to work for, we had, I was a master black belt for a while. So it was, again, a means to an end, process improvement. And if you think of, some of you who are familiar with, Six Sigma, DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, control. Analyze, analytics, right? So most of us who have been in many, many different ways have analyzed stuff, used analytics. It's just that the 3 V's have increased and, the tools and technology have increased, but the fundamentals sort of remain the same. So the goal is analytics, just like Six Sigma, is a means to an end. And the idea is, how should you do it? Could you kind of do it in a distributed way, in a shared service way, the combination of that, in-source, outsource, those kinds of questions. So I think we'll try to sort of share with you the Dell experience on this journey so far, and also some thoughts on how we think, it's kind of evolving, going forward. So Dell, like I said, I think, this sort of field is evolving when I talk to folks in the industry, our team, and some case studies to just highlight what I'm talking about. So I think, people have spoken about the EDP department, the MIS department. They have sort of existed for time immemorial. This is how they used to be organized. I think offshoring came in and said, hey, we could centralize it. We can generate some efficiency out of this model. And this new sort of kind of model started to come in. The way we now see it sort of evolving, and that's where I think, our focus is on, and this dark blue is by design, and that dark blue doesn't exist, saying, hey, there has to be this analytics hub sitting in between that has to push commoditized stuff into the business, and it has to be a cycle of, so just to give you an example, if doing basic regression becomes the way to do business all the time, then, this analytics hub should just commoditize it and, give the tool to the business guys to use it, and so on and so forth. So I think the way we are thinking and envisaging the structure of the analytics function within the organization is that this team, the analytics hub, has to be a strategic team, has to come up with new ideas and concepts, but commoditize it and quickly push it into the business, and then come up with a new one. So I think the moment, we are 400 people. At 400, you can be strategic. At 4,000, you are delivery. So we would like to remain strategic and not, sort of delivery, which is what, scale brings. So scale up to a certain level can be meaningful, can bring cross collaboration, which is very, very critical for us. But I think scale beyond a point tends to become bureaucratic, tends to become, just productivity enhancing and not necessarily, So I think this is the sort of model that we are kind of, positioning ourselves, and that's what, looked at it another way. If you look at, the analytics hub or the Dell Analytics, journey, there are multiple partners, So the way we look at it is that, we can't do everything in-house. Dell has never done everything in-house. When Dell goes out to customers and, sell solutions, there are multiple partners, Microsoft and Intel being just the two large ones, but there are hundreds of partners that we deal with when we offer solutions. And people talk about make or buy, should you make it or should you buy it? And we always say make and buy. And that's what, us and all organizations do all the time. So at the strategy consulting level, you hire in Bain and BCG, but you have a corporate strategy team. To do customer service and support, you have your own call centers, but you also, get outsiders to do that for you. For factories, you have your own factory, but you also leverage other people. So I think the question is always about partnership and not about either or. So I think that's how we look at analytics as well in the context of Dell and the industry, saying we ought to have partners, and partners in the analytics context will be strong technology partners. Folks who have, developed a tool or a niche technology. And, there's an example that I have later where we talk about some such partnership that we have done. You ought to have, vendors who can help you with, again, niche skills, sometimes staff augmentation, be what may. The Dell services part, which is the bottom, is unique to Dell. Because, Dell is now transforming into a solutions company, from a hardware company that it used to be. When you become a solutions company, customers start to expect more than just hardware and software from you. They're expecting solutions. And when they expect solutions, the services arm which goes and sells that has to also integrate analytics in many of those, solutioning. And therefore, our, relevance to the Dell services arm, which is actually the Pero services company that Dell acquired 3 years back, is becoming more and more critical as we go along. So I think we are seeing ourselves playing a role also in going out to Dell external customers, again, bringing all our partnerships and all of that ecosystem that has worked to Dell for outside customers as well. So I think this is the sort of worldview Dell has of having a hub, having partnerships, and unlocking business value.